Hi guys, welcome to howtoimprovemygolf.com. I'm Chris Fletcher.
And I'm Andy Carter, and today's video is all about the downswing and how to make a really good transition from backswing to downswing. And if you looked at any previous videos we've done recently, we've spoke about takeaway, we've also spoke about the hinge of the wrist and the club face angle during the backswing and where it should be at the top of the backswing. But there's no ball at the top, it's down at the bottom. So we've got to make sure that transition on the way back down is just as good, just as consistent and reliable as what we've tried to create on the way back. Obviously then at the same time as creating maximum power. So Chris is just going to quick recap on where we were in the last couple of videos, talking in regards to the takeaway and in regards to that hinging motion as we started to take the club back. So the drill we did in the very first video, we actually put the butt of the club into the belly button.
Yep.
Don't lose it in there. That very first movement away, just using the shoulders and the arms to bring the club back, getting really strong in the shoulders, nice straight arm position, and the club just an extension from there. When Chris then just takes a normal golf swing and takes his normal grip, you'll start to see that the arms and the shoulders in particular are going to stay nice and connected, but wide, creating as wide an arc as we possibly can on the way back. So there now we're looking at the club face angle. So from Chris's angle as he looks down the line, it should be pointing in and around 11 o'clock, so 12 o'clock obviously would be toe up.
Yep.
But there we don't want to be rolling the hands, so we're keeping the hands very rigid from the takeaway position, just using the shoulders and the arms to take away. Then moved into the hinge, Chris. So as we started to go up, we got a bit of a checkpoint in the previous video, getting the club going up through the right bicep, and we were making the viewers aware of what would be flat and what would be upright. So once we're at the top of the backswing, Chris will expertly talk to us about the transition from backswing to downswing.
So as Andy says, we're getting the club in position at the top of the backswing here. So we're going to feel on the downswing, we're trying to create a lot of torque in the swing. So from here, what we're going to do is there's a shift of the weight. So for the right-handed players, it's the shift of the left side, left-handed shift of the right side, the direction of the target. So from here we're going to shift the weight. For myself it'll be the left hip. So from here my transitional weight of the lower body starts the downswing. Okay, so just remember, make sure guys, a lot of amateurs what you'll see is they'll start the downswing either leaving the weight too far behind, or they may actually be getting in a situation where the upper body is moving forward. So then the axis of the body is ahead of the ball, so that's going to lead to probably an out to in swing path and a very steep angle of attack. We don't want to that. So once again we get to the top of the backswing, what we're looking at is the shift of the leading hip. Okay, so that's shifting the weight, and it's also going to be creating some torque between the upper body and the lower body. So Andy, if you just want to...
That's the power.
Yeah, that's power.
That's the power. So as we're going up to the top of the backswing,
yep,
Chris is going to transfer a weight across the left hand side and
yep,
bring the arms down straight as possible. So you'll see that you'll see that the right elbow is now tucked into the body. There's a minimal gap, well, there's no gap between right bicep and right chest. So
yep,
we're keeping everything really tight, again, really powerful. In slow motion it'll feel quite difficult. It'll feel more difficult in slow motion than it will at speed.
yeah,
Because at the moment now Chris is in this position, I can feel him shaking. So at this point the club's coming back down the same line it went up on, so again we can use the shaft as a reference. At this point I like to look at the shaft, the angle of the shaft pointing straight down your target line, so we know the club's bang on plane.
yeah.
Chris has got all of his weight, well, majority of his weight across that left hand side, putting a figure on it, 70-30, as it continues to move more towards impact, I'd like to think it's around about 90-10. So that's us then hitting down on the ball from a really good swing path. Just going back to that downswing position of the right elbow, we're trying to make sure that the width we've created, we're now narrowing it back out. We've got the club on plane and we've got a really, really strong, powerful position there. Loads and loads of torque, like I say, loads of torque created. Weight has gone across to this left hand side.
Yeah.
Super powerful position.
I think for you guys to get a good feeling of how it's going to feel when you're actually doing the swing is when you get to this top position, you bump the lower body, you create that torque, the hips are rotating. So then from here you're going to feel on for right-handed players, you're going to feel a lot of strain, not
bad strain.
Not bad strain, but you're going to feel, you know, the muscles are really tight, and and working the right side of the shoulder or down the right side to the right buttock, this is a good sign. This is when you're creating that torque, and that's going to lead to eventually increased club head speed. It's really good. If you end up getting here at the top of your backswing and you're not feeling no torque or no, would you call it strain? How
yeah,
is it?
if there's no tension really in the body,
Tension,
then,
that's the word, yeah.
If there's no tension, then there's not really that much power. There's nothing to unload into the back of the golf ball.
Yeah.
We never want you to feel like you've got to hit the ball hard. Don't feel like you've got to hit down and hit the ball hard, because that's just using your arms.
Exactly.
If you get to the top of the backswing and it's quite comfortable, then your hips and you're probably over rotated, and if they're at a similar angle to your shoulder line, there's no real power. There's no, like I said, there's no torque between upper body and lower body.
Yeah.
It's that tension from the top of the backswing where the hips are approximately 45 degrees rotated, shoulders are 90. It's that 45-degree difference between the two, which is what delivers all the power. And just you start to hear golfers talking about having a stronger core, and that's where the build-up of the power is coming from. So it's really important to make sure those angles are pretty good and you can feel a little bit of tension. Obviously, it's all dependent on your own flexibility, but I think every golfer will be able to start to feel that tension a little bit. That's obviously for hitting the ball as far as possible. We're also talking about the swing path of the club. So if you haven't got the flexibility that you can create that tension, and you do over rotate everything a little bit too much, making sure that the club can come back down on the same line. So we're still creating power with a good swing path, which will lead to good strikes, and obviously the weight moving across to the left hand side anyway, which will hit down on the ball. So all of these positions are going to generate not only more power, better consistent strikes, and obviously direction, which is pretty important.
One other thing I wanted to talk about is what we see with a lot of amateurs or clients is that this position between the right armpit and the right side of the body gets lost in the swing. Would you agree, Andy?
Yeah, a lot of the time. So that's the kind of the casting of the right arm from the top of the backswing.
Exactly.
You lose that connection. That's something that can really help. Not only obviously improve swing path, but again hitting down onto the golf ball without trying to hit down on the ball.
Yeah.
When we try, that's where you say that the arms get disconnected, the right elbow comes away from the body. We're trying to hit down on the golf ball with a good swing path. So I always kind of say to people, we're trying to hit down on the ball from the inside. And good little drill for that.
We've got a drill for you. Andy's going to give me his hand shoot, his glove.
The German lingo in there.
Exactly. So guys, we get to the top of the backswing. You see the glove, not the hand shoe. The glove is under my armpit, and then from here, what you see with a lot of amateurs is that they try to hit the ball from here. So what happens is the arms come away from the body, and then we have the glove falling on the floor. So it's loss of power. So the drill we'd like you to work at from how to improve my golf is that we get to the top, and then from here the body rotates, and you see we've been talking about that torque, creating that torque and tension. Well, if you keep the right arm very close to the right side of the body, this is for the right-handers, left-handers are other way around, then that's going to help it increase that torque and increase the power. Okay, so
lovely. So strike as well, even though we're not playing off grass here, we can hear a strike. If you're playing on the mats down at the driving range, it's ball, then a little bit of turf. We don't want to hear that kind of drop kick sound into the back of the ball. There will be a video coming very soon on strike and how you can measure your strike whilst playing off these driving range mats as well, because it sometimes can be misleading. If you hit the ground first, sometimes you might not feel it or hear it, and the ball goes maybe 100, 120 yards, a little bit shorter than normal, but it can be quite misleading. Again, another really awesome strike, ball, then ground on the way through. So guys, I hope you found this tip beneficial. Please leave some comments below, maybe some more tips that you'd like to see moving on from this, or any questions on this video. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and share so other golfers can avail of the information from today's video. Please also subscribe to the website and the YouTube channel in the links below, and also our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.
Oh, in the edge.
Right, that is the end of part one.
In the edge.